Congress, it appears, has scored a self-goal. The GST is considered to be a brainchild of the Congress party. Remember, it came for consideration in the parliament for the first time during the UPA government. Yet these original architects chose to boycott the midnight rollout session of parliament. Is this decision of the Congress self-defeating? That's our top focus. Hello everyone, I'm Maria Shakil, getting you straight into the headlines. Prime Minister talks tough on black money after demonetization. Narendra Modi says GST will weed out black money.
Are we vigilant enough, proactively, to save the basic tenets of our country?
President of India speaks out on mob lynching. Pranab Mukherjee calls for saving basic tenets of our country. Success for security forces in Kashmir. SHO Firoz Dar's death avenged. 2 terrorists killed in Anantnag encounter. A day after he launched a new tax regime, Prime Minister Modi spoke on the first day of its implementation, calling GST good and simple tax. He said that after demonetization, India's biggest economic reform will help weed out black money. Listen in.
आज से ही भारत में जीएसटी यानी कि गुड एंड सिंपल टैक्स की शुरुआत भी हुई है। 1 जुलाई 2017 नई दिशा, नई गति, नया उमंग, आओ हम चल पड़े।
30th June. That's yesterday, was an important day for India. At the stroke of midnight, the Prime Minister and the President rolled out GST. It was a packed house with industry leaders like Ratan Tata and opposition leaders like Sharad Pawar present. But the Congress that introduced the GST bill in the Lok Sabha in 2011 chose to skip it. By abandoning its own brainchild, has the Congress committed another self-goal? Here's our top story.
May I request the Honorable Rashtrapati ji and the Prime Minister and other dignitaries to come up and press the button and officially launch the GST.
It was India's midnight tryst with GST.
कानून भले कहता हो कि गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स, लेकिन हकीकत में ये गुड एंड सिंपल टैक्स है। टैक्स टेररिज्म और इंस्पेक्टर राज जीएसटी की इस व्यवस्था के कारण ग्रे एरिया बिल्कुल समाप्त हो रहा है।
As the finance minister ushered in the GST era, he credited all previous governments for it.
सभी राजनीतिक दलों ने, सभी सांसदों ने, सभी विधानसभाओं के सदस्यों ने एक मत से इसमें कार्य किया है। यहाँ विशेष रूप से मैं सबका बहुत-बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ।
Even the president declared that he was involved in designing the GST bill.
Because as finance minister, I had introduced the Constitution Amendment Bill on 22nd March 2011. I was closely involved in the design and implementation.
But the party that birthed the idea of GST decided to boycott the midnight rollout along with the TMC, Left and the RJD.
Now in 2014, the Congress cooperated with the government in passing the GST laws, and that again is a historical fact. No one can say that the Congress did not cooperate with the government.
In fact, the Congress vice president protested in absentia, tweeting against GST rollout while holidaying abroad. India's biggest tax reform, however, has broken opposition unity once again. While a few opposition parties were absent, some were in support. Sharad Pawar was seen sitting right next to BJP chief Amit Shah during the special parliament session. The Samajwadi Party and the JDU too were in attendance. After the presidential polls, the GST has widened cracks in the opposition. The big question is, does this show Congress's disconnect with the voters, or is this political posturing ahead of 2019? And has the guest list in the Central Hall of Parliament exposed the opposition fault lines. What does it mean for the Congress, whose efforts at building opposition umbrella received the first setback just a few days back on the presidential elections when Nitish Kumar broke ranks? Let me go straight into the debate now. Joining us tonight, KC Tyagi is the General Secretary of the JDU. Ashok Malik is the resident commentator here at CNN News 18. Syed Zafar Islam is the spokesperson of the BJP, and Priyanka Chaturvedi is representing the Congress. Priyanka, I'm coming to you. Why this short-sightedness? Your leadership clearly missed the chance to see through the historic launch of GST, of which you were the original architects.
No, how can you call it short-sightedness? Because it was the opposition party which chose to cooperate with the government and ensure that the reform that was long awaited.
Absolutely.
The country waited for 7 long
Absolutely.
years. Please allow me to complete,
Yes,
Maria.
yes, yes,
Maria, allow me
Priyanka.
to complete. Yeah, so allow me to complete and then you can have your own questions. We were a party which moved the entire GST discussion. We wanted it to be passed 7 years ago.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we had an opposition which was not cooperative enough. We have totally ensured that as responsible opposition, we made pointers about what was going wrong with the GST and how they could better it and ensure that the GST which is rolled out, a GST, 1 second Maria, I am going to answer that as well. The GST that is rolled out is a GST which goes in favor of the common people. Unfortunately, we have seen a GST which goes in 5 different tax slabs, a complicated, instead of a good and simple tax, we've reduced it to making it a very complicated tax. And it's not just me saying this, not just a political party, but people across industries are talking about it. And you must step out of the studio to know how small traders are protesting against it. Having said that, just because we chose to skip an event does not mean that we do not support the reform. Reform was our brainchild. We worked for it. We wanted it to happen. It was blocked 7 years ago because of an uncooperative opposition. We ensure that it gets cleared, and we would hope that the GST
unanimously by the Parliament.
To changes.
It was passed unanimously by the Parliament. Okay, let me actually play that.
GST is complicated and not simplified.
No,
the execution could be a problem, just like
Priyanka, let me remind you what happened in April 2017 when it was passed by the Rajya Sabha. Let's listen in to what Dr. Manmohan Singh had said, and I'm going to come back to you to remind what he had said.
It's a consensus bill, so I'm very happy. There will be, I think, pitfalls, but we learn as we go along. Well, I think let bygones be bygones. But it could be game changers, but we should not assume that there will be no difficulties on the way. There must be a constructive spirit, cooperation between the federal government and the state government to resolve those outstanding issues.
This is Dr. Manmohan Singh, former Prime Minister of India, Priyanka Chaturvedi, who is saying that let bygones be bygones when that specific question was asked by reporters in Parliament, that is he disappointed that it could not be passed during his tenure. And look what you have done.
Firstly, considering it was our brainchild, the idea was to get India into a tax reform which was much needed, much delayed because of the BJP opposed to it. Having said that, we must understand that the constitutional amendment that we supported was in the support of a good and simple tax that the Prime Minister is speaking about.
Absolutely.
What we are seeing, what has been rolled out are various tax slabs, a complicated system, untested system with no infrastructure in place and no tests that have happened to ensure that there is no confusion in the minds of the people.
Let me get KC Tyagi now.
People protesting across the country. So please, we support the tax in spirit. The reform was much needed, but making a tamasha out of it, the money that was invested
you're calling
in,
it tamasha now.
This tamasha inside the Parliament
Nitish
would have
Kumar
gone,
had said
it would have
that
gone
the
to
opposition
educate our
strategy
traders, educate
is going
our small
horribly wrong.
businessmen, educated the
Can I just
come in, Maria?
Okay, quickly,
Maria, can I just come in?
Quickly.
First of all, I have a very strong reservation when Priyanka Chaturvedi. Can I just complete? See, Maria, I have a very strong reservation where Priyanka ji is saying that they are the real architect. They are actually not the real architect. We are the real architect because this initiative was undertaken by India government in 2004. Yes, they did pursue it, but the entire structure they were pursuing they had huge flaw, because and she is saying that the multiple rate structure, because they didn't know the ground realities. The India has a country, is a country which has population which is below the poverty line, which is have a lower middle class, upper middle class, ultra rich, rich class, and this was bound to happen, that we need to have multiple rates to ensure that this is uniform across India.
Yes.
But it should not impact common citizen of this country. That's why we had multiple rates, because if you see that essential items, first of all, essential items is out of this GST rate. Secondly, if you see the CPI inflation, the basket, if you see the 46% comprised of the food items, and that's why it was important for us to keep those 46
absolutely,
percentages out of this GST net, purely because we wanted to ensure that the common citizen of this country should benefit, should be the beneficiary of this GST.
I don't think so. Priyanka Chaturvedi is looking for further details in this.
Secondly, it is for the Priyanka Chaturvedi to listen to what the former Prime Minister is speaking, that there will be teething problems. And we are not shying away from those teething problems, but it must be addressed, and we will address. They will always regret.
Okay, let me get KC Tyagi now. Zafar Islam, let me get
this event. It was a historic event. It is a blunder they made, and it will only
okay, let me get a view of KC Tyagi. KC Tyagi, do you think what Nitish Kumar had said, that the opposition strategy is going perhaps horribly wrong? He had said, of course, that's so in the context of being confrontational over presidential polls. Will you say that what happened yesterday and the Congress's decision of boycotting the event was a self-goal?
मारियम, मैं इसके राज्यसभा में जो कमेटी है, सेलेक्ट कमेटी, उसका मेंबर रहा हूं। जब सेलेक्ट कमेटी बनी उस समय कांग्रेस के हमारे मित्रों ने विरोध किया था, फिर सेलेक्ट कमेटी बनी, उसको कई महीने चली, उसके बाद हमने सर्वसम्मति से इसको पास किया। दिक्कत क्या है कि जो मेन स्ट्रीम पॉलिटिक्स की दोनों पार्टियां हैं, ये रिफॉर्म्स की सबसे बड़ी समर्थक है 91 से लेकर 2017 तक। कम्युनिस्टों के, सोशलिस्टों के और स्वदेशी जागरण मंच के लोगों का बाकायदा डिफरेंट ओपिनियन है कि मार्केट फोर्सेस के दबाव में आकर के जो रिफॉर्म्स हो रहे हैं, इसका ह्यूमन फेस नहीं है। यद्यपि हमारी पार्टी ने इसको सपोर्ट किया, हमारे मुख्यमंत्री ने यह कहकर के सपोर्ट किया क्योंकि बिहार मैन्युफैक्चरिंग स्टेट नहीं है, वी आर ए कंज्यूमर स्टेट, तो जो हमारे रेवेन्यू कलेक्शंस हैं उसमें इजाफा होता है, नंबर 1। नंबर 2, कांग्रेस पार्टी का जो रवैया इसमें रहा बड़ा दुखदायी था, क्योंकि उन्हीं के टाइम पर रिफॉर्म शुरू हुए। 91 में जो आज यशवंत सिन्हा जो बीजेपी के बड़े नेता हैं, उन्होंने सारे रिफॉर्म्स का सेहरा खुद प्रधानमंत्री, पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री श्री मनमोहन सिंह के सर पर रखा है। रिफॉर्म्स के वो पायनियर हैं। अब दिक्कत क्या हो रही है, मैंने कमेटी के अंदर देखा, तुमने हमें क्यों नहीं सपोर्ट किया था? चलो भाई हम अब ले आए हैं, ठीक है, हम अब भी सपोर्ट नहीं करते। तो जो दोनों मेन स्ट्रीम की पार्टी हैं, अगर ये बैठ जाएं तो रिफॉर्म्स पे दोनों की एक राय है। मुझको नहीं लगता कभी भी कि अरुण जेटली में और चिदम्बरम में कोई फर्क है, छोड़ के ड्रेस कोड को, दोनों एक ही हैं।
All right, Priyanka Chaturvedi, a quick response to what KC Tyagi is saying.
No, I respect whatever he is saying. That is his perspective. We have our own point of view on this particular issue, which I have mentioned very clearly. But I quite take offense to what you said, that Priyanka Chaturvedi is not trying to understand how the GST is going to benefit consumers. You must understand when we said that the end user should not be pained by the amount of tax burden that they will have to pay through indirect tax. We had also requested during the parliamentary discussion, and Mr. Chidambaram had said that, and it also goes against the spirit of what Mr. Arvind Subramaniam had said, that we need to keep a tax slab which is going to be at 18%, capping it at 18%.
Priyanka, it was discussed. However, we are seeing a tax slab which is going up to 28%. It was discussed and Parliament. It was discussed again and again in the select committee. It was discussed at multiple levels. Only after it had been approved in the GST Council, which was represented by all political parties and all states,
why are you parallelly talking when I talk?
Priyanka ji,
no, why are you parallelly talking while I talk? I find it difficult to even understand what you're saying.
Priyanka, the point is that it was discussed in the parliament, it was discussed threadbare in select committee. Various states were part of the GST Council had discussed it. There was a nature of consensus. I remember, I will actually quote Jairam Ramesh.
Maria, can I please?
Priyanka Chaturvedi, quickly. Wait. April 2017.
And I would hope that you do not speak parallelly so that people can hear me clearly.
April 2017.
The discussion in the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha was on the constitutional amendment. It was not about the number of tax slabs and the percentage of taxes that would be incurred on the people. So please understand the basic difference. So
yes, I do understand that, but
we said we would hope that there would be a cap of 18% so that the end user is not burdened with the amount of indirect tax that is going to be charged. Considering we are a developing nation, we are perhaps the tax slabs that we have given are highest in the world. So that is our concern that we had shared during that time also. Various state governments that you're talking about came out in support. They came out in support because the central government had clearly said that they would not be part of the compensation package in case they do not sign that. Now you must also remember that Jammu and Kashmir, which is governed by the Bharatiya Janata Party and their alliance partner PDP, has still not come on board. So when you talk about that, why would a state government want to let go of its revenues or the compensation that the compensation benefits that they would get from the central government? So you need to keep that in mind. Thirdly, you talk about a GST council. You must also keep in mind when you discuss that the papers that were given to various finance ministers
give me an opportunity to speak.
Just 5 hours before final decisions
I would like to respond to her.
Lots of amendments were requested for. It did not happen.
Zafar Islam, go ahead.
Let me respond to her.
Spirit of GST, a simplified tax. It is not no longer simplified tax.
Priyanka ji, your party was advocating one single rate. Do you think one single rate would have not impacted negatively to common citizen of this country, person who is below the poverty line? How can you even advocate this kind of a rate? Secondly, if you just see the weighted average of this, the rate which has been accepted by the or proposed accepted by the council, 0%, 5%, 8%, 12%, 18% and 28%. If you see the weights and calculate the weighted average of that, it is below the tax neutral rate. So how you are even making this kind of a statement without understanding the subject properly? See, had we accepted your suggestion, we would have actually worked against the interests of the common citizen of this country.
Ashok Malik, let me get Ashok Malik now.
That is what you have advocated.
Okay, let me get Ashok Malik.
Secondly, what is more important for Maria, one more thing. Secondly, she is talking about that as if the NDA government has taken this decision. It is the decision which has been taken by the council. Council has been represented by all the members of all the political parties, including Congress, and it has not been accepted by only proposed by only BJP. It has been proposed and accepted, debated and accepted by the council itself. Secondly, I must tell you, Priyanka ji, it was an error yesterday when your party decided to boycott. This error.
I don't want to let me ask that question. What was an error?
Ashok Malik, do you think that was a big mistake? It is a lost opportunity for the Congress.
Which will erase Congress party from the political scene.
I would not accept that coming from the government of India, which continues to make an event out of every single thing that they have perhaps introduced or reintroduced or remade.
So you had problems with the event.
Everyone needs to celebrate.
Is it about the event?
For the country, not for a political party, but for the government, for the country. It was not a government's. It was not for the government. It was for the country. Priyanka ji, must understand. Must make it
Priyanka, just a few minutes now, please. Let's get Ashok Malik. Ashok Malik, there was a global perception building that India is slow on big ticket reforms. That's been often cited. Okay, let me repeat my question. There was this global perception building that India is slow on big ticket reforms. That's been often cited by rating agencies and multilateral agencies as a big turn-off in India's growth story. And here we see Congress boycotting it. Do you think it will send a wrong message globally?
No, I don't think the rest of the world is really bothered about our internal politics and which party boycotts which parliamentary event or doesn't boycott a parliamentary event. I think the world will be happy that GST has been passed, has been implemented, and it is a reform measure which will make doing business in India that much more transparent and easier. Now, this is not a perfect GST. 5 rates are, I think, at least too many. There should ideally be maybe 3 rates. But this is a compromise reached by the central government, by 29 state governments across political parties and 7 union territories. So that's 37 different jurisdictions came together to reach a compromise. When you have 37 jurisdictions and several political parties and several states reaching a compromise, you will have a hodgepodge. You will have a GST which is not ideal, which is less than perfect, but a start has to be made. Many of the arguments which the Congress spokesperson has made or the Trinamool spokesperson has made on other television channels are very well taken, good arguments. But they have been made through the process of negotiating the GST. They have been made by political parties such as the Congress, the BJP, other parties and so on and so forth. Now that the entire process is over and we have this GST before us with all its attributes and its problems, let's celebrate its rollout and let's see how it goes and let's improve it as we go along. In that, I think the Congress decision to steer away from Parliament and the inaugural event was a little disappointing.
You're calling it disappointing. MB Rajesh, we saw Sharad Pawar present, Samajwadi Party was represented as well. At least acknowledge that yesterday opposition unity stood shattered.
See, yesterday opposition had never given a call to boycott yesterday's event. So there is no question of opposition unity getting shattered. Yesterday it was only an event and everybody was free to decide whether they had to participate or not. So there is no point in saying that it was the end of opposition unity.
But what happened, what the Congress did? Of course there are teething problems, perhaps that acknowledgement is coming from every front. That the concerns that have been raised by say the Congress, those concerns are important concerns. Of course there are teething problems in implementation, but this kind of boycott of an event of which they were the original architects, is it correct politics?
See, I can't talk about Congress position, but I can definitely talk about our party's position. CPIM has taken a position that we are not against GST, but the way GST is being implemented in a hasty manner, that will affect small traders and many other sections, especially small and medium industries. So we are of the view that more time should have given to implement such an important tax reform. That is our position. So we have made it clear that, in fact, the left has played a role, a constructive role of making GST in the interest of people and protecting the interests of state governments. Since 2000 onwards, left and finance ministers of left governments have intervened to protect the interests of people. So we are not against GST. Yes, of course, the government is making this as an opportunity to celebrate. There is much hype and celebration. Apart from that hype and celebration, we need to look into the implementation process of GST, and this is the government is doing this in a hasty manner.
KC Tyagi, respond to what MB Rajesh is saying, that there was too much of tamasha, in the sense that there was celebration, but perhaps in that celebration, the fine print, that should be considered, and perhaps that is not being thought through.
नहीं, मैं मिस्टर राजेश से एग्री करता हूं, और उसमें सब पार्टियों की राज्यसभा में, लोकसभा में पास करते हुए कोई डिसेंट नोट नहीं था, तो फिर इसमें अटेंड करने में भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं थी। जीएसटी की सेलेक्ट कमेटी में बहस हो चुकी थी और कई स्तर पर बहस हो चुकी थी। जहां तक अपोजिशन यूनिटी का है, ये जेडीएस और एनसीपी के साथियों को भी शिकायत थी कि कांग्रेस पार्टी ने पहले फैसला लेकर के फिर हमें खबर की। हालांकि कांग्रेस पार्टी को अपने तरीके से ये अधिकार है कि वो पार्टिसिपेट करें न कि ना करें, लेकिन मारिया, मैं आपसे बेसिकली एग्री करता हूं कि ये कांग्रेस पार्टी का ब्रेन चाइल्ड था। चिदम्बरम साहब ने इसको इंट्रोड्यूस किया था, यद्यपि बीजेपी ने उस जमाने में एक गलत काम किया था कि इसका विरोध किया था। 2010 तक में ये पास होने वाला था। अब दिक्कत क्या है, जो मैंने पहले भी आपसे कहा, कोई जो कांग्रेस के टाइम की लाई हुई चीज है, हर एक का बीजेपी विरोध कर चुकी है। अब चूंकि जब बीजेपी लाती है तो कांग्रेस पार्टी का ये वैलिड पॉइंट है कि भाई तब आप, जब हम लाए थे तब आपने क्यों विरोध किया था। तो ये जो मेन स्ट्रीम की दोनों बड़ी पार्टियां हैं,
लेट मी रिस्पॉन्ड टू दैट मारिया।
सो बेसिकली इट फॉर एवरीवन टू अंडरस्टैंड, ये टिट फॉर टैट पॉलिटिक्स हो रहा है।
नो मारिया, let me respond to that, Maria.
Yes, Zafar Islam.
Maria, let me respond to that, Mr. Kisan. See, as I said earlier, I have a reservation that when you say that they were the architect, they were never the architect. They just pursued what initiative we had taken in 2004. Secondly, what is more important for all of us to know that when you say that we criticize, we were against GST when UPA government was in place. Yes, we were some of the states were against, including their own states in Maharashtra, because those states were producing states and not the consuming states were against it because they were never compensated. This GST, all the producing states have been compensated and they will be compensated for next 5 years. So their interests have been safeguarded. That's why all the states have agreed. Unless you debate, unless you address the concern of the states, how the states, producing states will agree to this such thing?
Now Zafar Islam is not even ready to give that credit. You accuse the Modi government, Priyanka Chaturvedi. No, Priyanka Chaturvedi, let me ask my question.
One last point. One last point,
Please let me tell you one thing. It is not the BJP that will decide what Congress stance should be and whether we get the credit or no. History will judge us for what we have done as far as GST is concerned. And whether we stood for the people of the country or we didn't stand for the people of the country. Every single concern that we have raised is going to be put on the people of the country. Please, and I just like to tell Mr. K.C. Tyagi one thing. Mr. Tyagi, while I respect totally what he is saying and his perspective, I just beg to differ from what he is saying. He said, we are opposing it because BJP did it, it's a tit for tat. I'm sorry, sir, it's not. Because they opposed it for 7 years and they did not let the reform pass at the cost of India losing out a lot of economic value out of it and benefits out of it, while we cleared it in the Rajya Sabha, we cleared it in the Lok Sabha with our concerns. We participated wholeheartedly in ensuring that the right spirit of GST was introduced. Unfortunately, a government which is refusing to take in the views and the idea, the vision, is when it becomes a problem. And when you're going to see it has rolled out in 5 different tax slabs which are perhaps higher than any other nation in the world, especially the developing nations in the world. It is going to be a problem, a challenge for some time to come.
Perhaps, I'll take that question. Yes, Mr. Tyagi, go ahead.
No, can I just respond to that, Maria?
LIC में 51% का प्रस्ताव आया, LIC में जब फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट का सवाल आया, तो ये कांग्रेस पार्टी के टाइम का प्रपोजल था चिदम्बरम साहब का, बीजेपी ने विरोध किया। आई आस्क वाई। और ऐसे भी कई क्लोजेस थे, मैं सेलेक्ट कमेटी में रहा हूं, कॉमा फुल स्टॉप भी पहला है कांग्रेस के टाइम का, बीजेपी विरोध करती है। अब बीजेपी जब लाती है तो कांग्रेस के कई मित्रों ने कहा कि जब हम ला रहे थे, जैसे मैं आपको LIC का बताया, LIC में जो फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट था उतने ही % का प्रोविजन कांग्रेस के टाइम पे आया था, तब बीजेपी वालों ने विरोध किया। अब जब बीजेपी वाले लाए तब कांग्रेस वाले कह रहे हैं कि आपने क्यों उस समय हमारा नहीं पास होने दिया। तो इसमें भी दोनों पार्टियां रिफॉर्म्स की पक्का समर्थ हैं। हमारी और राजेश जी की पार्टी जो CPM वाले हैं और स्वदेशी जागरण मंच भी, हमारी राय अलग है। इसका जो फेस है, इसमें भी जो 25 साल के रिफॉर्म्स हुए हैं उसमें मैक्सिमम GDP 8.3% श्री मनमोहन सिंह जी के समय थी, इतनी कभी नहीं हुई। लेकिन NSSO की रिपोर्ट बताती है कि देश में गरीब और अमीर के बीच में जितना फासला उस साल में था 2008 में, इतना 15-20 सालों में कभी नहीं था। तो जो इसका ह्यूमन फेस है, इट इज मिसिंग समवेयर। कुछ कॉर्पोरेट हाउसेज के एसेट्स बढ़ना, तो वो GDP का इजाफा नहीं है। कॉमन आदमी की जिंदगी में इससे कोई परिवर्तन आया हो, इन सुधारों से हमेशा नहीं मानते।
Ashok Malik, will you come in
मानता इस चीज को।
Ashok Malik, will you come in here and respond to what K.C. Tyagi is saying? The point that is being made largely is this, that Congress blocked it because the BJP did it, and BJP did it because the Congress did it. So basically it's a tit for tat.
No, I don't think that's what he's saying.
And largely, yes, Ashok Malik.
No, I think K.C. Tyagi is making 2 points. He's making that point which you just mentioned, that the Congress and the BJP seem to have one position in government and one position in opposition. He's also making a wider point about the nature of economic reforms, which is a separate debate. I don't want to enter into that now. But I am reminded actually of the BJP's position when the Manmohan Singh government proposed a nuclear deal with the US in 2006, 7 and 2008. A deal I actually supported and I still support. The BJP opposed it for fairly similar reasons. The Congress is opposing the GST, saying we are the originators of this deal, we are the originators of the outreach with the US and so on and so forth. And there was no earthly reason for the BJP to actually oppose it. They could make a few points here and there, but they weren't philosophically against it. Their supporters weren't against it, but yet they churlishly opposed it. And in the end, they found that their own supporters and their own voters were not backing them in the 2009 election. I am afraid the Congress is headed towards a similar predicament. Even its own supporters don't quite know why it's opposing so strongly and so vehemently a GST that which its own state governments have worked to achieve, and they deserve credit for it. And yet it is coming up with one excuse after the other, which frankly doesn't wash. And I don't see why it is putting itself as a mainstream party, as a ruling party, as a traditional ruling party, in the same box as maverick parties such as the CPIM and the Trinamool Congress. That is a question the Congress has to ask itself.
Priyanka Chaturvedi, would you respond to this?
No, while I respect what Mr. Malik is saying with regards to BJP taking a stance which was contrary to what its people wanted, what its supporters wanted. However, what is happening right here, I don't know if Mr. Malik is also aware, but people out there on the streets are protesting every day. Cinema halls in Tamil Nadu have shut down because of the amount of tax that would be charged on them, the tax that would be levied on them. So there are protests happening across the country against the kind of GST which has been brought about by the Bharatiya Janata Party. And let me also tell him, yes, GST Council consists of parties, of all parties, regional state parties as well, which are in power. However, if you would look at the political map right now, with BJP being in charge of many states, you can easily overrule many of the states which have an objection with the way it is being brought about. So a flawed GST is what we are protesting. We are not, again, I'd repeat myself 100 times over if it's needed. We wanted the GST, we brought about that reform, and let's not forget that it was a Bharatiya Janata Party, and there were enough and more reports to suggest that GST was being opposed by the Bharatiya Janata Party, especially by Gujarat Chief Minister, simply because he had a problem because his finance minister, then Mr. Amit Shah, was put under arrest. So those were the, silly reasons and silly excuses behind which GST was blocked and a reform in India was blocked.
Zafar Islam, the point that is being made by just about every panelist right now is that BJP has a different stand when it's in government, it has a different stand when it's in opposition, and that is the reason why you face the kind of opposition. Of course, the Congress is now saying that it is because of GST being flawed and there are certain implementation challenges. Do you think that this kind of politics that you did is what is coming to haunt you?
Actually, there is absolutely no merit in whatever you stated or what others have stated, purely because if you see the track record, there was a policy paralysis during UPA and all the difficult legislation have been passed during NDA government. So somebody makes this statement, actually it cannot hold true purely because it is evident that we are able to pass those legislation with the support of the opposition parties, and we did acknowledge that the GST today, it is a reality purely because we did get support from everyone, and it was a true reflection of cooperative federalism, because we did get support from every single state. But let me tell you, what is the problem of Congress party, because they were not believing in in true sense the cooperative federalism what we have demonstrated, because we did give in to the demands of a state, because the producing states were having problem, and that's why the Chief Minister of Gujarat, Maharashtra and other producing states at that time had objection, including their own Chief Minister, and that's why the consuming states were happy and producing states were not comfortable with the way it was proposed at that time. But when we met and we debated, we understood their concern of the producing states, and when we agreed to compensate, every state have come through, and this is what we all along saying that this is the true reflection of cooperating federalism, and we have been able to demonstrate it. That's why we are successful. We want to work in the interest of the nation, do not want to work only for the interest of the party.
If we look at the challenges, what does it really mean for the opposition unity moving way forward now? Because be it on the issue, you are saying that there was no call. Yes, okay, there was no call. But the fact that opposition parties have broken rank, Congress took a stand of completely boycotting it. You did the same. But JDU decided to be present, so did Sharad Pawar. When now onwards, there are very important legislative reforms that are pending now, labor reforms, also the land reforms that the government has to pass because it's already 3 years into government. These are key reforms. What does it really mean to how the parliament will be functioning?
See, let me repeat again that we had never given a call or there was no unanimous decision to boycott any particular event. So every party was free to take their own decision. So it was not at all a boycott. As far as left is concerned, we have never given a call for boycott. Secondly, regarding the opposition unity in the parliament, so there are no dearth of issues in the parliament session, the forthcoming parliament session. So we have a lot of issues to raise and we will definitely raise. The BJP spokesperson was claiming that there was no policy paralysis. There is no policy paralysis under Modi government. Yes, even without any policy paralysis, the GDP growth rate has come down drastically. Even without policy paralysis, we are unable to generate sufficient jobs. Even without policy paralysis, our farmers are committing suicide. And there is outrage among the farmers throughout the country. From Rajasthan to Tamil Nadu, farmers are agitating. And the BJP government is giving bullets to farmers, agitating farmers. So there are no dearth of issues. We will definitely raise these issues. The opposition will jointly raise these issues.
Jobless growth era.
Jobless, growthless.
Maria, it cannot be. Had there been an economist on this panel, he would have understood that the inputs of the job also goes when you calculate the GDP. You cannot have GDP without having created enough number of jobs. It's just that the way the other countries report, and there is a mechanism to report the number of jobs which has been created, it is not that the same system is not in India. And I must tell you, there are only 8 departments which the Labour Ministry actually reports in terms of the job which has been created. There are enough jobs which has been created in the informal economy. There are jobs have been created in the formal economy which does not capture, which the Labour Ministry does not capture. And secondly, what is more important for us, all of us to realize that there is a scheme, if the government scheme, a Mudra scheme, where the loan have been given to more than 8 crore people. 4 lakh crore have been disbursed, and each person has taken loan, definitely will employ somebody to work. So the informal sector, the enough number of jobs have been created, formal sector enough number of jobs have created. It's just the mechanism was not there and the government is working. The planning, the Niti Aayog is working working on a mechanism where all the jobs which has been created in the formal economy and the informal economy can be somehow captured.
Priyanka,
the exact number can be captured.
Well, we'll keep holding our Prime Minister accountable because he had promised 2 crore jobs annually to the people of the country. We are not even
we have created more than 2 crore. You multiply it by 4.
You can keep arguing. Statistics and figures show otherwise. You might come and do this face saver for the government, but unfortunately, figures speak for themselves. Statistics speak for themselves.
It's not the case,
you can open up any newspaper today and you will get your answers. The answers that you're making up on television are very different from what the reality is. You wouldn't have farmers on the road, you wouldn't have small traders on the road, you wouldn't have students on the road, you wouldn't have people protesting almost on a daily basis.
The people of this
country
are rejecting you and have rejected you, will continue to reject you because your policy was anti-people, and today we are working for safeguarding the interests of the people.
Stories that you're coming up with.
You know, KC Tyagi, since you were... Yes. Priyanka, just a minute.
Maria, you had a question.
Just a minute. I'll take that question to KC Tyagi, in fact. KC Tyagi, you were part of the select committee. I'm looking at what Jairam Ramesh had said. This was a day after the GST was passed by the Rajya Sabha. He had said that yesterday the former Prime Minister, that is Dr. Manmohan Singh, advised me not to move the amendment because it will disturb the fine consensus that has been arrived at in the GST Council. Then he goes on to say that it will also send a wrong signal for a new federal framework. So here is the thought of the former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, who has been, of course, credited by Yashwant Sinha. You said that as well. What happened yesterday in that move of being completely not there at that event, do you think politics is also about registering your presence? Because the Congress keeps accusing the Modi government of taking credit of schemes originally introduced by the UPA.
देखिए, सीपीएम के साथियों ने कुछ अमेंडमेंट रखे थे, बाकी कांग्रेस पार्टी के साथियों के जयराम रमेश के जो अमेंडमेंट थे वो मनमोहन सिंह जी के आग्रह पर वापस ले लिए गए थे। मैं कोई कांग्रेस या बीजेपी का कोई मैं वो नहीं कहना चाहता हूं, लेकिन ओरिजिनेटर हिंदुस्तान के अंदर रिफॉर्म्स के सिर्फ और सिर्फ मनमोहन सिंह जी हैं या पीवी नरसिम्हा राव जी हैं। अटल जी के टाइम पर भी ये लागू रहे और ये सरकार भी इनको उतनी ही तेजी से लागू करती है। और मारिया, मैं आपसे कहना चाहता हूं, ये जो लेबर रिफॉर्म्स आ रहे हैं इस पर पूरे देश में ऊंचे पैमाने पर विद्रोह होने जा रहा है। मजदूरों को हड़ताल करने का अधिकार छीना जा रहा है, छोटी फैक्ट्री बगैर कारण बताए। रिफॉर्म्स का दूसरा चेहरा भी है, इट हैज ए अगली फेस आल्सो। ये जो हम हर चीज में कहते हैं रिफॉर्म रिफॉर्म, तो इस तरह के रिफॉर्म से देश की बर्बादी भी होने जा रही है। जो छोटी छोटी फैक्ट्रियां हैं, मालिक बगैर नोटिस दिए मजदूरों को फैक्ट्री बंद कर सकता है। फैशन हो गया कि सभी तो रिफॉर्म्स हो रहा है, तो रिफॉर्म्स एक सेक्शन ऑफ द सोसाइटी के लिए हो रहा है, दूसरी सोसाइटी कितनी अफेक्टेड होती है उससे। और भी कई क्षेत्र हैं ऐसे।
Ashok Malik, the point that is being made, of course, that the labor or land reforms will be very politically sensitive, and that's the reason why so far it has been put on the back burner. But that banking sector reforms or privatization, such as privatization of state-run banks and bad loan resolution, that could have accompanied this GST. The big challenge for the government next would be to ensure that consensus is built on those two reforms. What really is the way ahead?
The point is, GST has been a very fractured and fractionalized debate over the past 10 years. The Congress may believe that Narendra Modi was alone in opposing GST through the UPA years. That is not quite true. Various state governments had genuine concerns, especially producer states, which saw themselves as losing out as the taxation regime moved from a destination-based tax to a source-based tax to a destination-based tax, from a producer state tax to a consumer state tax. So many, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, which was ruled by the Congress at that time, Gujarat, they all felt affected. So there was genuine debate within the various state governments. It wasn't just politics, it was a genuine federal argument. The BJP managed to build that consensus, which the Congress failed to do, despite its best efforts. And the BJP has a right to showcase its building of that consensus with the Congress's support and with the support of many other parties as a political achievement for the Modi government, which is what it did yesterday, which is what governments are supposed to do, and they are supposed to showcase their political achievements. So, in the same way, labor reforms or land reforms are contentious, and without a majority in the Rajya Sabha, frankly, the BJP will not be able to pass them. Which is why in the past 2 years, it has passed on the burden of or responsibility of labor and land reform flexibility to the state governments, where especially in terms of land reforms or land acquisition reforms, where the state governments also have a role. This is on the concurrent list of the Constitution, where the state government's law is more flexible than the central government law. The central government has said, let the state government law override the central government law in that state, in its jurisdiction.
Yes.
And that too has been opposed by Jairam Ramesh and some other Congress politicians. Right. That's a separate issue.
Right.
So I think reforms is the art of the possible, what is politically possible, given the numbers you have in Parliament and the Rajya Sabha. Big ticket, say banking or insurance privatization would entail parliamentary and Rajya Sabha vote, which the BJP may not have at this time.
Right.
Privatizing Air India is that much easier, and I think the government is going ahead very courageously and with that. Yes.
Right. Ashok Malik, let me give the final comments now, and I'm starting with Priyanka Chaturvedi and then Zafar Islam. Priyanka Chaturvedi, yesterday was an event in which the government showcased its political achievement. that it managed to achieve consensus.
So No, firstly, when Mr. Ashok Malik says there were various other states who were concerned, but he must also remember that all these state governments, whether they were Congress governed or by any other party, were willing to have a discussion and debate with regards to it. They were not calling it a tax failure or tax terrorism or whatever that Mr. Modi used, the words that he used as the Gujarat Chief Minister, as well as the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister, which was Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Having said that, considering that Mr. Malik has now gone ahead and said that it was more of a political posturing that we saw in the parliament yesterday, it was more about the government showcasing their so-called achievements without wanting to acknowledge the past efforts of the other governments, then we within our rights to have supported the reform but refused to be participants of political posturing of the government of India.
So it was political posturing. Zafar Islam, 10 seconds quickly.
No, you are saying that. It is as per Mr. Malik, and I'm just retorting to that.
Okay,
if it is political posturing, it's about political credit seeking, then we are well within our rights to refuse to be a part of it.
Acknowledged efforts of various parties and previous governments.
Yes, Zafar Islam, quickly, 10 seconds.
If you heard Arun Jaitley's speech yesterday, 1 minute please, 1 minute. If you heard Arun Jaitley's speech yesterday.
Yes, Mr. Malik. Ashok Malik, go ahead.
If you heard Arun Jaitley's speech yesterday,
yes, he gave credit to everybody.
If you heard Arun Jaitley's speech yesterday, he acknowledged the effort of various parties, including previous governments.
Yes, he did.
What is Priyanka Chaturvedi complaining about?
No, I thought it was you who said it's about the political achievements, about the government showcasing what it has achieved. So then, sir, we are also well within our rights to be part of that achievement seeking or credit seeking that was happening inside the parliament. That is all I was saying. I don't know what you are complaining about.
What I said.
So it was political achievement with Arun
Jaitley. Maybe you're not understanding what I'm saying then. Maybe it's a problem of understanding each other.
So 10 seconds each to MB Rajesh, KC Tyagi and Zafar Islam. Zafar Islam, beginning with you.
Maria, in 1947, India achieved the political union. Yesterday, India achieved the economic union. It was a historic event. It was not the event of the NDA government. It was not the event of the BJP. It was a historic event of this country. I think every political party should have attended it because it was achieved because of their support. But it was an error by political parties like Congress, and that will erase the political map of this country.
KC Tyagi, go ahead, please.
15 अगस्त 1947 से इस घटना को कंपेयर करना फ्रीडम मूवमेंट का अपमान है। मैं स्ट्रांगली कंडेम करता हूं और इसको आर्थिक सुधारों का एक नमूना है। सरकार ने अच्छा किया, सबको प्लीज डोंट कंपेयर विद 1947.
Don't compare it. You are saying MB Rajesh, your final comments, please.
Mr. Tyagi, I would like to tell you one thing, and you must understand, Mr. Tyagi, this is the only,
apart from that, the hype and events, the key question is whether the government will implement and whether the government will ensure that GST will benefit the commoners, the consumers, or whether this is going to benefit the corporates. That is the key question.
All right, we have really come to the end of this discussion. KC Tyagi, Zafar Islam, Ashok Malik, Priyanka Chaturvedi, MB Rajesh, thanks so much for joining us. Well, the government yesterday did credit all the previous governments, all the states as well, for playing an important role. And as they said that all parties unanimously passed the GST bill in Parliament and the state governments of different parties approved the rates. So why this fuss perhaps on what, and why this fuss as to why did the Congress really skip that event yesterday? We have come to the end of this discussion. Slipping to a short break. Coming up next, President of India speaks out on increased mob lynching. We'll get you details when we return. Stay with us.
It's the basic tenets of our country.
President Pranab Mukherjee today came out strongly against multiple incidents of mob lynching. Speaking at the launch of the National Herald's website, the president said that one must be vigilant in order to protect the basic tenets of India.
When we read in the newspaper or see in the television screen that an individual is being lynched, because of some alleged violation of law or not. When mob frenzy becomes so high and irrational, uncontrollable, we ought to pause and reflect. Are we vigilant enough? I am not talking of vigilantism. I am talking of, are we vigilant enough proactively to save the basic tenets of our country?
With that, we have come to the end of this show. News and updates on the other side. Thanks so much for watching and good night.